Okay, well, welcome back to the channel. Today, just got a short video. I hope it's going to be short anyway. We're going to take the shovel outside because I think I've fixed all the leaks in it. So I'm going to run some of this engine degreaser over the motor. I'm not going to do like the whole bike. I just want to do the motor and see if we can get rid of some of this grease underneath also, because I got to figure out if actually the leaks are all plugged. It's hard to tell. There's so much grime and dirt underneath the frame that it's hard to tell what's leaking and what has been fixed. So let's move this outside and we'll put some of this degreaser on it. I thought I had it on video, but I had it on photo. So we're going to spray this down. We have to let this sit for 15 minutes. And my main concern is getting underneath the bike under here. And I pretty much used this whole can already. So let's we'll leave that sit and then we'll be back. I have to rinse it all off, let it run idle for a little bit, and dry everything off, and I'll be back with it. Okay, so while we wait to see if this is going to work, let's see if we can get some stuff off here. There's a lot of grease and dirt built up over the years on this. And these oil leaks that, you know, nobody paying attention to them, just letting them leak. So it's going to be kind of hard to do this in one shot, but we'll get what we can right now, and we'll probably have to do this a couple more times. I'm thinking I got all the oil leaks. The only one that might be a problem is the line that feeds into the primary for the inner chain drive. It looks like that's leaking from the line and not the fixture, so I might have to replace that line. But I think for the most part, you know, we've got stuff maybe pretty well done with it. So I think it's probably soaked enough. Let me go, that rust is coming off, it looks like. Yeah, I probably should have unhooked the battery. I think maybe I'll do that. I think I'll unhook the battery for now while I wash it off. All right, so we got the battery unhooked. Let's get the hose here and the other side. All right, let me dry some of this off anyway. You're supposed to start it up and let it idle to dry this off, but I want to dry this electrical stuff off just so there's no shorting out of anything. Idle for a little bit. this back in the garage, and we'll get underneath it and see if there's any kind of leaks there. Okay, so here we are the next day. I didn't see a point in looking at anything for the 30 seconds that I had the bike running. So I didn't really see any drips per se on the floor. Let me show you. So the mirror is still clean. However, it looks like the primary is leaking. If you can see it right there. It's not dripping. It is weeping out of there. At first I thought it was coming out of the drain plug, but I put a new drain plug in with a crush washer, so it definitely is leaking right here. Not enough to where it's even causing a drip though. So I think that's going to stay like that for now, because again, this bike's only going to be on the road a couple months, and I'm not going to spend $70 in a new primary gasket right now when it's going to be all taken apart and stripped down. I did have a couple other issues. If you look in here, let me turn this light better. So if you look right here, that transmission bolt, that mount is stripped. I just tried tightening it down and it's not tightening down, so that'll have to be helicoiled because that's part of the frame. When the transmission comes out, I tried fixing this brake line, not the line but the pedal. The bushing in that brake is shot, so that'll have to be done. But it does look like all the leaks, as far as I can tell, were fixed except for that one primary. So. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just throw a piece of cardboard under here and see when I take it out for a long ride and come back and see how much it's leaking. You can see it on the chain up here. It's a little bit on the chain, but the oil is not leaking anymore because I shut that off. And we actually might get rid of these lines here, right there. That's the feed and that's the return. And block that off and just put oil in the primary. Because basically what you're doing is when the oil goes in there, it's feeding on the chain, picking up a return and bringing it to the oil pump. So any garbage that the chain and the clutch is throwing is actually going right back into the motor. So a lot of people do this. They'll block that off and just do a wet clutch like every other Harley on the road. So okay, so that's going to do it for this video. You know, I bought a lift table. So where is it? Over here. So I wouldn't have to work on the floor. Anyway, that's it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.